That would make sense.
Okay, perfect. Yay. Well, thank you guys so much for coming to this oils and emotions class. I'm excited to just jump into it, talk about 5 oils that can be really helpful and supportive for your emotions. We'll keep it short. There'll be time for questions at the end, and then I'm recording this for anybody who couldn't make it live. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Let's see. This always takes me a little minute, but here we are. Okay. Awesome. Give me 1 second to get this in presentation mode. I need to like practice this, like do like a fake Zoom meeting and oops, there it was. Fake Zoom meeting and like do this because every time it's so like, my computer is very slow right now, so bear with me. Awesome. Okay, can you guys see my slides?
Yep.
Awesome. And then do you see me as well, or do you just see my slides? This is what I always am confused about.
I see you on the bottom right, and then like.
Okay, perfect. Because I was gonna like hold up oils as I go, but I was like, is that even like relevant if you can't see me? Okay,
we
awesome.
see you. You're good.
Awesome. Okay, and my notes are on my iPad, so if I'm looking down, it's because I'm just checking my notes. But again, thanks so much for joining. This is so fun. I love sharing about essential oils and like just the community that brings. So we're just going to jump into the topic around emotional wellness with essential oils. It's something that I think is super powerful. And when it's something that you do intentionally, you see some really cool outcomes. So emotional wellness is our ability to adapt to life changes and to cope with stress. I know everybody in some way, shape, or form is dealing with stress in their lives. And it's vital to have like a positive and can't think of the word I'm looking for, but a positive relationship with our emotions, and to be able to handle when we are stressed out. What do we do when we feel burnt out? What do we do when we feel exhausted? And so we're just going to talk about 5 different oils that you can incorporate into your self-care routine that can really help with your mood and emotions. So any questions you have, just let me know. You're more than welcome to jump in while I'm going through all this information. I like to keep it like casual and not feel like you're sitting like in a classroom. But then also if like you don't want to do that, or you just don't think of anything till the end, I'll have like a specific like Q&A section. So I think something that everybody struggles with to some degree is just the busyness of life. We all fill up our schedules and overcommit, and it really can just take a toll on your body. And so I just hope that anything you take out of this would just cause you to be more intentional, or just think about being intentional with your time and your emotions, and just learning how to give yourself a chance to rest. So one thing, whether you call it like meditation or prayer, it's a really fun way to incorporate essential oils. One that you can use is frankincense. And this one, I love frankincense. It's good for so many things, especially your skin, your nervous system, but it's really great for your brain. And so you can diffuse frankincense to create an uplifting aroma. You can combine it. Some oil suggestions are black spruce, ylang ylang, grand fir, cedarwood, sacred mountain. You can make that like into a roller or into a diffuser blend. I really like to put oils on top of my head. Normally I do this in front of a mirror, so I don't know if I actually, I think I got some there. But I really love to do that right before bed. And first thing in the morning, number 1, you're going to smell good. Number 2, you have so many hair follicles on your head that it helps to absorb really quickly and support your brain as well. Let's see. Next slide. So lavender, this one is like super, like I feel like everybody at some point in their life has used lavender. This one is like amazing, obviously, for like stress relief for relaxation. I love to use lavender. Like I was talking about putting oils on top of my head. I like douse my head in lavender and cedarwood before bed, and find that that helps support a really great night's sleep. Another way you can use lavender, you can use it in a foot soak. So you can do some Epsom salts, put some lavender, some frankincense too would go really well in there. And that can really help with stress. And I feel like too, it's like anything we do to help reduce stress is going to help with our emotions. When we feel stressed and overwhelmed, our emotions aren't regulated. We aren't able to think clearly and to respond well. And so anything you can do to reduce your stress load is going to help to support your emotions. You can also diffuse it. It's great. You can add so many oils with lavender and it just like smells so great together. Another thing I wanted to talk about was how essential oils impact your brain. So before you can even really think about it. So like the processing part of your brain where you think through things, you reason through things, is called the hypothalamus. But you have, and now I'm blanking on the name, this is great. Lex, if you can remember the name. Oh, the limbic system. There we go. Limbic system is the part of your brain that helps you process emotions. And so when you inhale an essential oil, instantly it starts working on your limbic system before it even heads to the part of your brain that helps process emotions, or sorry, that helps you reason and make decisions. So before you can even think like, oh, I'm going to use lavender to help me calm down or help me manage stress or help me to just be in a better mindset, it's already working to help you do that. So I think that's really cool that if you kind of just like use the oils and let them do their thing, you don't even really have to like think about it. It's like it's already working to do what it's supposed to do to help you. Okay, next oil is peppermint. So this one is really another common one that a lot of people use. But it's very energizing. It like, I feel like it makes me feel awake whenever I use peppermint. It can be really good for those sore muscles if you have some head tension, or if you're just like really tired, like and need to just be awake really quickly. Peppermint is a really good one to use. Let's see. So it can help increase circulation. And so that is a really great way when you're inhaling the peppermint, it's going to increase circulation to your brain and help you, again, make those choices to control your emotions and to just make good decisions moving forward. You can diffuse it. Another great way this time of year is with lemon, lavender, and peppermint together. It can be really good for seasonal discomfort. Okay. Next up is Peace and Calming. This is like a rock star oil if you have kiddos. Whenever we're hosting, I use Peace and Calming all the time. And it's really great to diffuse. It's really great to rub on either yourself or kids. But it really, the amount of sleep and the quality of sleep you get has a lot to do with how you're feeling the next day and how you perform and how your mind is functioning. And so incorporating like a really good sleep routine can be really, really helpful in how you function emotionally. Something that I don't always correlate, but it does make sense. Anytime I haven't gotten enough sleep or haven't gotten like a good night's sleep, I generally am not my best. I'm not like being as patient or as kind or as joyful as I could be. So just some helpful tips, and these are things that I'm like, oh, I need to like take this advice, but keep a routine. Going to bed around the same time is really helpful. Sorry, my throat is just so dry. Relax before bed and turning off your electronics. I feel like I'm very guilty of this, is not putting my phone away right before bed. And then set the atmosphere. So starting your diffuser 30 minutes before bed, whatever oil works for you. Peace and Calming is a great choice, but there are a million oils that like might make you feel calm and might support good sleep. But peace and calming, lavender, frankincense, those are all great options. Making the room cold and making the room really dark can also be super helpful for you. Okay, and next up is going to be gratitude. So I feel like Young Living has so many oils that can help support emotions. And one of these days, I want to do a class on the feelings kit, because that's like amazing for emotions. And it's there's a really cool protocol that I think Lex did it with me when we did the 30-day challenge of doing the feelings kit every morning, every night, speaking scripture. And it was just really, really powerful. So I think that could be a cool thing to visit in the future. But gratitude, just practicing gratitude can totally transform your mind. And I have been learning more and more in the last few weeks that your mind, being able to control your mind, is one of the most important things when it comes to how your day goes, when it comes to what choices you actually make. Like every decision and every action comes from a thought. And so if you can learn to control your thoughts, you can really make some huge changes in your day-to-day life. I think some things that can be really helpful is to just look for what's like going well. Like what is going well, even if a lot of things feel like they're not going well. Like what can I say that is going well? I just heard somebody say the other day, look for the gains and not the gaps. I think sometimes it's really easy, like our brains are trained to shy away from discomfort. And so it's easy to kind of sit in this bubble of like, I just want to be like comfortable and happy. And I don't want to like do anything that's challenging and that like gets me out of this comfortable state. And so choosing to be grateful and saying, okay, well, now my mind is in the right place. Now, what am I going to do moving forward? I think can be really helpful. And using oils is awesome to pair with that like intentional mindset. So gratitude is a great one. Really, all like the pink and purple labels from Young Living are all really amazing for emotions, for your brain, for your thoughts and feelings. So some things to think about if you don't feel you have a good like gratitude practice. You can start a gratitude journal. I try to write in my prayer journal like what things, like even if it's not technically like an answered prayer, like maybe I'm moving into the direction of this answered prayer. This is getting better, and this has been a prayer for a long time. So even just like acknowledging and writing down like what is going well, what is moving in the right direction can really just train your brain to look for that. You can have like daily, what is the word I'm looking for? Daily, the word they said in the notes here was a mantra, but I was, the word I'm thinking of, but basically it's, affirmation or, I can't think of the word, but there's an article that I found that was really awesome because it had a whole list of things you can speak over yourself that are scripturally based. Because I feel like it's so easy to find things that are so like, be one with yourself. Like I have everything I need, which isn't true. Like we legitimately do not have what we need without Christ. But a lot of times we do discount ourselves, right? Like God has empowered us with so much, and with a mind that is powerful. But we do have to partner with the Holy Spirit. And so if any of you are interested, I can send that link to you. But it's really awesome to pair these affirmations or these like scripturally based words with an oil. And gratitude would be an awesome one for that. Also just telling the people around you, like if you're grateful for something that they've done, tell them. Or just like if you see something good, speak it out. Because I feel like we, number one, don't look for the good, and number two, don't always speak it out. So that is it as far as the oils we're going to go over. I feel like I more and more have wanted to keep my classes short and just very digestible, if that makes sense. And so thank you guys so much for joining. Just a couple notes at the end. So sorry. I'm gonna go shut my door. My dog is going crazy. Quiet, Mark. Okay. Anyways, sorry for that interruption. Couple notes before we go to like a Q&A section. First off, Lex, in just a minute, she's going to send the link of all the oils we chatted about tonight in the Facebook group message. So then if there's something that you just want to look more into, if you want to get these oils into your hands and start practicing more gratitude, start being more intentional about your emotions and how you are thinking and feeling about certain things. Oops, sorry. You probably could see that as well. Then you know where to get these oils. So Lex is gonna pop that link into the chat. So you guys have access to all of that. But I wanted to say too, when you order these oils, if you don't have an account, it's super simple. You just click on the link, you add what you want to your cart and you check it out. There is the option to subscribe. And really just like, there's so many subscription services out there. And the nice thing is that it makes it easy. You can subscribe every month, every 2 months, every 3 months. It's really easy. That's my kind of like one-stop shop that I go for everything from oils for my mindset to like face wash, to makeup, to shampoo and my face cleaner that I clean everything with. When you subscribe, you do earn 10% back. And then if you place an order every single month, you grow that percentage back from 10 to 25% back. So that's really awesome. Those come back onto your account in the form of rewards points, and then you can spend those in the future on products. So that's something that I always like to mention, even if you're not sure kind of how it's going to go ahead and hit subscribe. You get that 10% back and you can cancel at any time. And then there are no minimums with how much you have to subscribe to. You could, like, if you love the chapstick, my husband is obsessed with the chapstick, you can subscribe to just the chapstick. And that will also unlock the 24% off. That gets you that wholesale pricing. Another thing I always like to mention before people order for the first time is 100 PV, which is about $100. And if you have any specific questions about that, I can answer them. But 100 PV unlocks free shipping, which is awesome. And then also too, like if you love what you're using, like why not share about it? Like everybody at some point in their life has told their friend about like a Starbucks drink that they love, or like, I don't know, like a face wash, or a piece of clothing that you really like. And so I almost guarantee that you share that with somebody and got no sort of benefit for it. So when you use your referral link with Young Living, you can send it to anybody in your life who's interested and actually get some percentage back for sharing about what you love. Again, stuff I can go into more detail with specific questions that you have. And then too, the benefit of that is those people, your friends, and you get to be like plugged into our community. You get all the educational resources that we have available, and you can just set yourself up for success. So yeah, that is it. I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and any questions that you guys have, just jump in.
What is in the gratitude? What oil is it a blend, I'm assuming?
Yeah, so it's a really good question. That's one I don't know off the top of my head. So it is balsam Canada, frankincense, coriander, myrrh, ylang ylang, bergamot, Northern Lights black spruce, vetiver, and geranium.
It's like one of my favorites right now. It smells good, so good. I like put it on for like just like a perfume, like every day.
It's like a lightly floral scent, but it's not like overwhelming or like, oh my gosh, this is like my grandma's perfume. That's like not a good scent.
I think it's mixed with like the fir oils. Like it's like a good mix to like balance out the floral scent.
Yeah, the floral and like the tree oils together always like kind of equal each other out, I feel like.
Yeah.
I feel like, I don't know if it recently came in a rewards, like if you order so much, then they send you a free oil. I feel like I got something along the lines of like gratitude or joy of one of them.
It was Envision not too long ago. Might have been, was it this month or last month?
Yeah, my order's on its way, and I did see that vision for this month. But I got recently
Something.
another one where I'm like, I don't know what to do with this. I have it. I want to use it, but I'll have to check if it is gratitude.
Yeah. Well, like if you don't know what to do with it, literally open up the oil, put it in your hands, rub it together, put it over your nose. Like you can always do that. But yeah, definitely like figure out what the oil is and send us a text, and we'll help you figure out like good way to use it.
Do you need carrier? I get nervous on if you need carrier oils with your oil. Like peppermint, I know is a hot oil or certain hot oils. and things
Yeah.
like that. But to put ones on my skin, I get nervous about. Or I didn't know you could put directly on top of your head. And
Yeah. So it all depends on like your comfort level. So when I first started, I diluted everything. That's just like what I did. I felt that's how you did it, which it can be, and it's great if you want to make a bunch of rollers. And then oils like thieves, dyes. There are a few that are like considered hot oils that they recommend that you dilute. It should say on the bottle if they recommend you dilute it. Like for
Oh, okay.
instance, for lavender, it says topical, apply 2 to 4 drops directly on desired area, dilution not required. Let me see if I can find an oil that talks about how you should dilute it. Maybe
So it's
for
kind of
some.
like personal preference too, because like I'll use dyes without diluting it, but I would never use thieves topically without diluting it. Like I'd never like put thieves on top of my head. I just
Okay.
yeah, it's that's one of the hottest oils in my for me at least. So
Yeah. So this oil, it's bergamot, and it says dilute 1 drop with 1 drop of B6 or other carrier oil. So it's just a recommendation because some people have been sensitive to a specific oil. I would say like, just don't make it complicated. If for you, you feel like I just want to make a roller because that's easy for me, make a roller. I use a lot of oil straight out of the bottle. Typically the only oil I faithfully dilute is thieves. Because I know, I think it's the clove in there that is like very strong on your skin. And so that's like, and it's not going to like legitimately burn you. It's just a little bit uncomfortable. You might see some redness. And if that happens with any oil that you try directly on your skin, just put some carrier oil on it. Like the temptation is to put water on it, but that actually will make it worse because the essential oil is looking for the most readily available fat. So if there's not a carrier oil, then that's going to be your skin. If you have a carrier oil, it's going to dilute into your, or sorry, absorb into your skin more slowly because it's bonded with that carrier oil. Any other questions? No? Okay, awesome. Well, we'll get that link sent out to you all, and then we'll have a replay too for anybody who couldn't make it to the live class. And then 2, I've just started planning some classes for next month, so I'll make sure y'all know what that's all about. I know the next one we have is on the 31st. It's a Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, and that is like geared towards our team. And it's just, we call it like a team hangout. You just come, bring an oil or a product that either you have questions about or you're excited about and want to talk about. So it's really quick, again, 30 to 40 minutes, just a time to hang out, get to know each other better, and just chat about oils. So that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording.